Welcome to another episode of the For the Culture Podcast, soccer podcast for us, by us. Talk about the intersection of Black culture and soccer. We're going to try this again for good this time. There's a perfectly good episode that was out here that was recorded on Tuesday. Let's just say y'all probably won't hear it. But
we did 8 minutes. They were really good minutes.
Solid minutes. And then there's actually a good 2 hours that actually were recorded, but yeah, y'all won't hear it. We'll have to do like a special outtakes version, like But
there's a lot of cutting and splicing to do. We can do some Instagram stuff.
But yeah, got your boy here, Grego here.
Grego.
Got T Candle 1s and 2s. Got Coach back in the building. What's good
Coach
with you, man?
Welcome, ladies. I'm glad to be back. So we'll get this thing going, even though today was a bad day, but we'll talk about that later on the show.
Yeah. Of course, the aroma is still fresh on your YouTube channel because we are surrounded by all this Shea Butter on here this week. Skye and Sylvs, what's going on with you?
Good, living.
I'm good. I'll try to be kind because my team plays Saturday. So.
Yes.
I don't got a team. I'm just here.
Looks like you're on the red side of town today.
It's okay. It gets better.
I'm sorry. I'm just petty right now. I'm sorry.
But
maybe the blue. I mean, maybe to work out for the blue, the kids will work, or just another L.
Another.
Who knows?
L.
We've won the last 4 times we played them, so
perfect for the L.
Exactly.
No, right. Y'all have this streak, and then you got to keep it. Otherwise, it's like, you lose Champions League.
Yeah, it's
no pressure
to do that.
No pressure at all.
No, there's no pressure at all because we've
house money.
Top 4.
Right, house money.
Okay. I hear y'all talking. Then of course, if Saturday don't go right, gonna be like, okay, we gotta fire Tuchel because he ain't winning Champions League. That's how Roman rolls.
Hey man, there's actually a good bit of managers available.
Maybe next year.
Yeah. It looks like as of today, there's some big name managers out in the streets right now, so there might be a nice selection to choose from. But thank you guys for checking us out on your favorite podcast apps: Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor, Audio Boom, iHeartRadio, all of them, and of course on your FTC UTD YouTube channel. So, now we have. Like I said, a lot's happened today. A lot's happened the past weekend because the European season's about it's ending with the Champions League Final this week. But I need to give a shout out to the Americans, to the American players because we have actually did a pretty good trophy haul this year. Like it's been actually pretty impressive. From Spain to France to England to Belgium to Italy, like somehow, some way, we actually started doing the damn thing, man. You don't sound impressed.
Coach said, "Slow down."
Coach said, "Hold on."
No, it was. Whenever I see 5 mentioned in our podcast, it makes me want to, cringe a little bit because how we typically have our arguments about top 5 leagues, but that is not what we are referencing right now. We are recognizing, the Yanks abroad, as they love to say.
Yes. I mean, look at it. You got Serginho and Conrad in Barcelona. You got Gio in Dortmund. You even got Tyler Boyd in Turkey. He got a trophy this year. I'm like I said, we're over here trying to do some things. People are actually, saying, you know what, Americans are good enough to contribute to a championship level team, and hey, it's not bad at all, man. But
and
one of them will win
this weekend. Exactly.
Yeah.
At least one.
Yeah.
At least one. So I'm sure we'll find a way to mess that up, and I don't know.
Well, it'll be a second.
Oh yeah, they'll talk about it. Be all over ESPN, man.
The game got called.
Now, the funny part in this graphic here is that I didn't realize we had an American player out in Hungary. I was like, we were like, and oh snap, is that Ben Litterman, like that's the kid that was from playing Barcelona. Like even he's like winning trophies. I'm like, hey, I guess it's a good year. Like, we'll take it. But yeah, like so the season's wrapping up. So let's see what we got here. We got Atletico Madrid. They pulled it out in Spain. Of course, Man City, whatever. We got new champs in France. Lille won with our man Tim Weah. Inter won.
And hey, wait, Black Goalkeepers Union too. Well,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. Let's see. We got Bayern. It's death taxes in Bayern. That's basically the drill over there, and Inter. The Juve streak is over. So it's any of those that you're particularly impressed by, Tony? That ones that just stood out for you?
Well, I mean, obviously you gotta look at the Atleti winning La Liga. I think that's always interesting because they always have a strong squad, and to see the drama of the last couple of weeks with La Liga, that was definitely something interesting to watch. But I think Atleti was the best side in the Spanish league, and with Real and all their drama, and now their stadium's on fire today and everything like that.
Fire.
It's some nice little symbolism.
Symbolic. Yeah.
I don't even think that was a coincidence in that regard. But I like the fact that they won, and then of course you got, like you just mentioned, about Italy. With Inter, messing up the what we always see is the usual thing of who they winning. I mean, obviously, I wanted to see McKinney get the League Cup on that, but
you got Coppa Italia, that empty hand.
I mean, yeah, he still got silverware.
Technically, he did win the league.
And despite everything, Juventus got into the top 4 because.
Yeah, I mean, by the chinny chin chin.
We were bad. Yeah. God.
Yeah. So, and I think also too, obviously we talk about Premier League a lot too. I mean, City, god dang it, is just like they're so freaking strong, and they're a squad that just like they just don't make mistakes. They don't let go.
No, it's not. I mean, what I was going to say was that, given how insanely deep that squad is, and in England, you're playing the top 4 teams are playing 4 competitions. You got EPL, FA Cup, League Cup, and if you're playing in Europe, so like you're playing 4 different competitions, and especially in such a compressed season that we had in Europe this year, they had the depth to make it work.
Yep.
So it shouldn't be that much of a surprise, but at the same time, fuck them.
Yeah, all day.
I hate them. I still don't understand City fans too as well too. But at the end of the day, like that squad,
they didn't exist before 2010. That's what
they didn't. No,
they weren't real.
Thing as a City fan, nobody was. I will argue with anybody who says, "Oh no, I've been City fan since the 90s." Man, get the hell about it.
Name a City player before 2010.
Exactly. Now we'll wait. We will wait.
DeMarcus, that's DeMarcus and Claudio. That's about all I can give you.
And they were trash. They were trash.
Yeah.
But anyway, no props to them. And then I guess really the thing is that within the French league, obviously every year we almost expect PSG to win it every year. And it's good to see some parity.
Good to see that Pochettino is still Pochettino and can't win shit.
I mean, I've been saying that since day one, y'all. I don't want that man as my manager. I don't. This man says it's not about winning chips, and at least he's practicing what he's preaching. You know what I'm saying? Like, he ain't gonna win no chip.
It's the funniest thing because they fired Tuchel and hired Pochettino. They ended up blowing the league, and Tuchel's now in the Champions League Final. Like, how does that even happen? Like,
well, hold on.
What?
I don't understand most of what PSG does.
Had administrative issues or something. I thought it wasn't necessarily what was going on the field.
I'm pretty sure it's probably some backroom issues that led to the parting of ways. But either way, like you let go of a guy that still ended up being successful, and the guy that you hired didn't win you shit because that's what he does. Because it's not about titles for Pochettino. It's not about.
I just think the lure of a dude getting Tottenham to the Champions League final has carried him a long way.
Yeah, and Tottenham ain't gonna
Harry
see
Kane
it.
did that.
They ain't gonna see it ever again.
Ever.
No, Tottenham's not serious. Sorry, Tottenham.
They got a nice stadium though.
Lovely stadium, incredible stadium.
Ain't gonna win shit.
And that's across both genders because the Tottenham women just did a mass exodus.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not even. Yeah, it's even bad for the women too. They ain't got no team.
Like 13 players left or something. I don't know. Yeah, it's wild.
What happened there? Because I heard about this and I was like, "What in the entire hell?"
Everyone's contract ended, but like if you got 13 contracts ending at the same time, you don't know how to run a football team.
That's bad management.
Yeah, you don't know what you're doing.
I think they had facility problems too. They had issues.
Yeah, they did.
They had a lot of stuff.
Yeah, they did.
I mean, can one top England team just do right by their women? I mean, please.
Man City.
Yeah, that's about it. Unfortunately, Chelsea to a lesser extent. Yeah.
Why the City?
That's it.
Yeah, City. They have such nice facilities for them.
And
but again,
nice.
that's only been there for half a decade.
Yeah, they only just started recently doing right by the men too, so they just happened to catch it at the right time.
True.
It's more of a windfall.
There you go.
But yeah, man. Congrats to all the champs, and that's like this week is European final week, and we tried, y'all. I mean, we tried. We definitely did the best that we could. It took us about a good 11 penalty kicks to do it, but we lost. The Villareal. I don't know how I feel about this because the game.
Good
sucked.
Evening. How are you?
The game sucked.
You should feel
such
honored.
a bad game. That was not good.
Feel honored, man. You guys made it to a final, albeit the Europa League. You lost
I have mixed emotions.
Teams. And then nothing else, because I mean I agree the game wasn't entertaining, but the penalty shootout was.
That was tense.
While, man.
That was tense because
neutral. That was fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great. Yeah.
Talk to me on Sunday.
That was just really, really tense because you had Villareal. They had the advantage on the kicks, so they're going first. They're making one, so that means we got to make one. They make one, we got to make one, and like you're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 deep. So of course, everybody else starts getting it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and you're like, hold up, we actually might go through the whole team, and it actually made it down to the goalkeepers. And first of all, I want to know why De Gea started. I mean, bless his heart, but I will be at least satisfied when he gets sold. I'll be satisfied. I won't be pleased. I'll be satisfied. But because
I just knew as I was watching that game that it was going to come to DDG as a pivot.
One way or another.
I knew. I just felt it. It was just one of those things. Like I felt it in my bones. I was like, yeah, it's going to probably fall on DDG. And then, lo and behold, he's going to come over and take the kick. It's just like that soft ass piece of shit. I'm sorry.
I was watching the post game, and Peter Schmeichel, United legend, he was trying to take up for him, saying that wasn't a bad attempt. I'm like, that shit was soft. That shit was soft as hell.
That was not a good attempt.
Here's the thing
that we talked about keepers who score like a couple episodes ago. So
yeah, we did. We talked about
it. Right into this, man.
Like, especially when you get. I mean, they practice PKs like all the time at that level too. So here's the thing: the top keepers are getting paid to stop one shot on a penalty shootout. That did not happen at all for DDG after 11 shots.
11 shots. I think he guessed the right side twice.
He touched two, maybe.
He touched two.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's anything, on the other side, but like
But most time he jumped early, and he was just, he was guessing wildly wrong.
Well, it was interesting, too, because, like, before they went to the penalty kicks, right, they cut back to Schmeichel. And then I think there was another former goalkeeper calling the game, right? So Schmeichel was like, he doesn't study. Like, he didn't study when he played. He would just decide which way he was
What was your approach to PKs, Coach?
All right, so first of all, it's funny that y'all were I was watching it from my phone while I was at the soccer field today. I had to watch it from Telemundo. So I didn't have the same commentary. So there's that experience. But two, as far as like PKs go, like I always had the adage of like, at the end of the day, PKs are set up for keepers to lose. Like it's you're not meant to do well on stopping it. So you gotta do anything you can to get an advantage somehow, some way. So I'm all for taking that step. All for it. Make them, even if you gotta reshoot the shot, that's still putting into the the mindset for the kicker to mess up. It's kind of like you're icing the kicker type of thing. So I'm all for like taking that step forward to test the referee if they're going to call you on that. So there's that part. Two, the psychology is like I've read all these articles, had all these discussions with keeper coaches and everything like that. More often than not, when you have someone who's a true goal scorer, a true 9, those people are usually going to go across their body. So what I mean by that, if they're a right-footed person, they're probably going to go across their body and go down to the left corner usually, because it's just the amount of confidence. People who aren't confident PK takers are usually going to open their hips up and play it safe. So there's that mentality. Now, of course, you're getting to that pro level where obviously you got center halves taking PKs on the regular. You got Fred, who's what's it called, free kick taker. You got all these guys who can take the shots well. But at the end of the day, like you got to be able to play the numbers game on those people who are just not normal, kick takers. When you're getting to those 6, 7, 8, 9 range, he should have had to stop. Hands down. Yeah. Hands down. And to be honest, both keepers should have. I mean,
the crazy part was that the Villareal keeper, Rulli, he actually had a really good attempt.
Yeah. I mean, his shot was like a legit shot, and and then that's my other discussion as far as like when it comes to PKs practices, like the time. I mean, all the time keepers were practicing taking shots as well too, because just for that same moment, you want to be able to have ice in your veins and be able to put it into the either upper 90 or put it in the corner with enough velocity. And so I just knew watching it, I was like, DDG he's going to go soft. There's not. I mean, that almost is like represents the beginning of his career at Man United. And then, of course, obviously, he shot and had that confidence where he started, actually handling balls in the penalty box and able to, handle corner kicks and everything. But I think this is his last game.
I think so too.
I think this sums up his career.
And even if, because again, today was a busy day. Even if Dean doesn't end up getting the job, because apparently now Donnarumma from Milan's available on a free.
Kappa to United.
No.
Ain't nobody taking Kappa. Kappa a legend because he sit on the bench and collect the check. That man is living his life.
That's life, bro. I'm fine with that. I'll be let me get his.
Kappa is living my dream. He's living my dream right now.
Actually, the keeper at Atletico, Oblak, he's a guy I've been keeping an eye on for a hot minute.
How old is Jan now? I feel like he's been around forever now.
You know what? I am not sure. Like I said, we need to holler at our intern. Contact at ftcutd.com.
He's 28.
Yeah, he's young.
He got some time. That's young for a goalkeeper.
Like I didn't realize that Lloris is like 34. I'm like, I think
there's a lot of
Spurs be looking to replace him sooner or later. But go ahead.
Interesting. I'm just saying, there's a lot of openings for like a lot of pieces are moving on the chessboard this season.
Yep, and all that to say, free Onana.
Seriously, yo, we need to get that. Hey, can we get that jersey made?
Yes. But yeah, it was a tough day for United. Like I said, we're gonna put on a brave face. We're gonna do what we can, and like I said, we'll figure this out, man.
Yeah, on stage.
But yeah, we got the main event on Saturday.
I don't like that laugh.
That's a solid laugh.
They both could lose.
That's not how that works. That's not how that works.
We can root for the Meteors. It's all good. Like I will not complain whatsoever, man. Yeah, it's got
just lose.
Chelsea and City, Man City. So
Manchester represented another European final.
Are y'all gonna get a W though?
Yeah, talk to us, our Chelsea brethren and sisterin. How y'all feeling?
Honestly, we're playing with house money at this point. Like, we kind of don't have any business being in the final. So
you do, but you don't. You do, but you don't.
We don't.
Wait, so wow, you guys to this point of grief? Like you're at this point of like.
Well, listen, I was more worried about last week and getting into the top 4 than I was this week in the final. As weird as
Is this coming on the back of the women?
I'm still not okay with that. I saw Barcelona won again 4-0 today, and I was real triggered. So, yeah. I don't know. I mean, if we do everything right, then potentially, I mean, we seem to be able to play City well. So I'm either thinking we'll get blown out, or like Timo Werner will score a brace.
Hold up, what's the status on Mendy? Because during the last game of the season, he got hurt, right?
I'm assuming he'll be ready. I'm more worried about Conte. Conte being ready.
And Mendy are.
Ooh, Conte's not.
Yeah, we're not winning without.
Deal.
Angola is a ridiculous human being. I don't understand.
He's your favorite player's favorite player.
Yeah, he's ridiculous. His work rate.
I mean, that's what
there was one game I was like, his heat map is just a stadium, right? Like, so like, it's like, I don't understand how he has that kind of engine. I pray for his knees and legs and everything.
And he's still driving that Mini Cooper, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, he's like the most regular dude ever. He is a chill dude. We'll see. I mean, and I will say this: Mason Mount is better than I thought he'd ever be. That dude's legit.
Come a long way. He's come a long way.
He really has. And he's an academy boy, which that don't always work out for us. But yeah. So we'll see. I think we're playing with house money. The pressure's on Pep because he got to win one of these in Manchester City.
Yeah, I mean, it's been 10 years since his last final. Of course, he had, the real Manchester that year, and yeah. So
he also had Messi, right? Like, yeah.
He had Messi, Xavi, Iniesta.
And yeah, he had
golden age of Barcelona.
Yeah. I mean, like all-time greats all on one Barcelona team.
Right. To be fair,
those teams were unreal.
and
I think I think Pep's a good coach, and I actually think this has been one of his better coaching jobs. I didn't know how he was going to make this defense work. Because I think what happened was they missed Vincent Kompany a lot more than they let on.
Initially, yeah, they did.
Yeah, I really do. So it took him a minute to figure that out, but they got Diaz out here, who I think is like I think he's 40 when I look at him or something like that, but he's clearly like 20. So he's a young old man, like so. And kind of a throwback player actually, but yeah, we'll see. I mean, yeah, it would be nice to win, and losing sucks, but I don't know. I don't know.
What you got, TK?
I mean, she's kind of right. We are playing a little bit with house money. That's a pretty good analogy to it. I think we can win, but it's gonna really have to be the match of the season.
I mean, man, y'all were on some. We took all these L's and we were just like
resigned to our fate.
I mean, yeah, that's kind of how it is with us, though.
Y'all had a whole month of beating City up the past month. Y'all had 2 wins just this past month alone against them. But like now you're like, we can only do that within these borders because we got to go down to Porto win the game down there. I don't know if we can do it, man. A little nervous over here, man.
I mean, yeah, I guess so. We'll see. It'll be
I said,
interesting to see who the lineup is, but
yeah, I think who's healthy. Like I said,
I think you have to risk it all. So Conte plays, Mendy plays, or starts rather.
Yeah.
Or I would expect him to do so, and then from there, it's like you said earlier, it is actually kind of on Pep, because a good point to that is I think this season for him at City is actually already an accomplishment, because this is the first time they even got to the semis. Right. So
yeah,
fact check me, somebody. It's our.
Well, I disagree. I don't see. I think it's win or fail.
No, I absolutely agree, because the pressure has been mounting for 5 years. But the fact of the matter is, he's already accomplished more than he's ever done at City. So this season in itself is a huge win, and they've won 3 trophies along the way.
I agree, but I think within the pantheon of greatest coaches ever type of thing, when that discussion comes up, this is always going to be brought up: who wins or not.
Yeah, especially considering the amount of money.
So yeah,
especially considering the amount of money that's been invested in the team since Pep took over. Because mind you, they were already spending buku money before he got there, but just the amount of money they spent on the back line, the amount they spent everywhere else, like you really can't. It's like it's about time that he made it to the final, and just of course in his own career. I've said for a while that, I think that there's probably too much gas on Pep, because I'm like, he won with basically the greatest generation of Spanish players and Messi, the greatest African player damn near ever, and Neto. Like, the team was so stacked, they allowed Ronaldinho to leave and still won.
Yeah, true.
I think it's interesting when you look at a Pep versus, say, a Zidane, right, who doesn't get the praise for basically winning with a loaded team as well, right? Like, it's interesting. So maybe that's why he's leaving. I'm assuming he'll go to Juventus.
Yeah, let's touch on that before we go on break. Cause actually that was breaking today.
I didn't do that on purpose.
No, wait. Damn it! We need predictions. Damn it! We need predictions.
Oh yeah, predictions.
Oh.
Nobody wins.
The meteor wins.
So
the meteor.
The pressure is on Pep, but I think if Chelsea win in terms of managers, it doesn't really do anything for Tuchel except just kind of give him the merit badge. He's a manager that's now won that trophy. So
yeah, because they'll fire him next year, like they did Di Matteo.
Well, the thing is, like, Chelsea we're still in that cycle. If we're going to be honest about this,
we'll be better next year.
Let's hope so. But right now, we're still in the cycle where we don't have a manager for more than 3 years. Excuse me, a manager never hits the 4-year mark.
No, actually, no. It's 3 years is like the last time somebody coached more than 3 years at Chelsea was like Mourinho's first stop. Everybody else has been less than 3.
We cycle through managers. Roman don't care.
We could do something new as well as a club, though. So then, I want to see Chelsea as a club. That's progressiveness. You've seen it at Liverpool in just this last decade. You've seen it at Arsenal for the 2 decades before. Same with United and Ferguson. Like, there needs to be consistency. You've seen it with Pep over on the other side of Manchester. So, like, obviously, the formula works. Put in the pieces that you want and see what the equation gives you. But I think until we do that, we're not winning anything consistently, or at least we're not building the team that, like,
Roman's MO was violence.
Yes, every time.
Don't know. Yeah, it needs. Well, it just, as a fan, it's upsetting because the ingredients are there. We literally have the best academy in the country, so, like, we could be integrating these parts.
Remember when that wasn't the case?
As a product of that.
I mean, once upon a time. I mean, it wasn't. Like, we did not have the academy.
Mourinho said, "Fuck y'all's academy."
Yeah,
I mean, to be fair, Mourinho says that to everybody. So y'all got that experience.
We made him play our kids. We made him.
And he was like, I ain't doing this.
So yeah. So if y'all win, what's the score?
If we win, I think we need 3 goals.
Dang.
No, these are not predictions. No ifs.
Okay. You want my score? You want my score prediction? 3-2 City in overtime, in extra time.
What you got, TK?
Oh man.
Reality has set in.
Back to life. Back to reality.
I'm sorry, Chelsea. I didn't mean to pick against you, but okay.
I love this. Love this club. It's gonna be a tough one.
Just say it.
Put it out. Put it out to the world.
2-1.
2-1 who?
I'm obligated to say that Chelsea win. So this is a 2-1 win for the Blues.
Okay.
Of London.
All right, TK. I'm gonna lean on you.
I was about to be like, what blue? Okay.
You're gonna be my emotional. You're gonna be my emotional support. Super fan over here.
Maybe you might hear that for a league match, but I don't think I would say that for a final. Not on air. I'll be real.
Mind you, I'm rooting for Chelsea, but I am trying to be
absolutely
realistic.
I'm die hard.
I'm trying to be realistic.
Don't get it confused or
Oh, you gonna be all emotional Sunday?
Oh yeah,
Saturday.
Oh, yeah.
What's the Saturday?
It depends.
Oh,
it's Saturday. Sure. I mean, how bad is it? Depends on how emotional I'll be.
Well, I mean, even if it is bad, like I kind of expect it. So like, I guess my godbrother's high school quote is probably the best way to put this: expect the worst, but be prepared for the best, or hope for the best.
Well,
okay.
That's where we at in life.
I mean, yeah.
So, in the likely event y'all lose, and y'all go ahead and say Tuchel ain't it, are y'all going to go ahead and go out to Zidane because he's free, he's available now.
Juventus is getting Zidane. Pirlo's bouncing, fam.
So I don't think that's the right move, though. I don't even know. It's weird.
I think Tuchel stays at least one more year.
Exactly.
I think the coach after Tuchel is the coach that stays for a while, and I think eventually he'll get Brendan Rodgers.
Brendan can come back. Actually, he's
come home. Yeah, Brendan can come home now.
Yeah, and if you didn't know, audience, if you didn't know,
come on home. Come on home, sir.
Yeah, that would be very cool because that's still upward progression for him, and he's had a long journey since departing from Liverpool. So to speak. So, given that from a managerial aspect, it definitely would be something I think everyone could get on with. So, and I think he would play good football. So,
I think it's a good manager.
Yeah, it could work. There's a lot of jigsaw puzzles. I think Coach was wanting to have this segue, so I'm gonna lob this over.
You got Zidane available. Antonio Conte just left Inter.
Don't bring that man back to us. What are you doing? Oh, we already did that.
You still got Allegri that's still available.
Allegri's just chilling on sabbatical, man. I like
chilling hard too. He really is.
Italy's crumbling literally around him. He's like, "Yep, cool."
I say it's gonna be 2-0 City.
Hey.
2-0.
I say it's gonna be -2, -2. Meteor.
Wow.
That's right.
Wow.
The meteor wins. Meteor. All
right. I'll say 3-2 in extra time, and the game winner is by Sterling because they hate on that man. And I want him.
Okay, baby.
I do want him.
It's either gonna be like 2-1, maybe y'all, or it's gonna be like 5-0.
Well, okay. So I was also part of me wants to say like it's gonna be 4-0. I definitely want like it's either gonna be 4-0 or 2-0.
It can't be. Not in the finals.
I don't think our defense is that bad.
Thiago is gonna have a meltdown. I call it.
Why are you doing my man like
because
that?
He's Brazilian. Have you seen him?
That's a decent point.
We got two Brazilians too many.
The fact of the matter is we won't be able to depend on like Thiago alone to hold us together.
No.
Like we have to have Conte as the shield, or else this is really going to be an issue. Jorginho can absolutely not start. he needs to be in a tracksuit, not even on the bench. If I'm being blunt.
Okay.
Damn.
No, I don't want him on the pitch because if we get a penalty, he's gonna take it. And he's gonna do that dumb shit where he did a little hop.
He's gonna exactly. He's a PK
okay, so I was right. So it's gonna be like 5-0, 4-0.
I'm saying it can get ugly.
I think
it can.
Conte play. I think N'Gola plays
for City. To be fair,
yeah, I think N'Gola plays.
Y'all say it's gonna be over by halftime,
and I think Rudiger has a good game.
Well, wearing them kits.
So we have a lot to throw into contention here. Two of Chelsea's pivotal players, N'Gola Conte and Edouard Mendy, are coming off fresh injuries. So with that being like Pep, this game really falls on Pep because I honestly feel that Chelsea could win it if like Tuchel doing Tuchel. There seems to be something in the water for us to beat City at least to be able to. But I think if Pep just plans the tactics accordingly to keep Conte down, and then just keep firing. Like as soon as you get anywhere near the box, just fire off a shot. Test Mendy. He's injured. He's coming back. He's fresh. How fresh is he? If I'm the manager of the opposing team, that's the mentality.
Well, y'all wearing them jerseys, so that's gonna be the handicap one.
They might change their mind about that after the curse of that jersey. I think
it's probably the L. Y'all got it's like y'all are Star Wars. Y'all like the loser series. You get the third.
Damn,
those are tough words. So,
but here's the important question. Here's the important question, of course, the magic question.
Y'all speaking from a hurt place, so that's fine.
Where does
I don't have feelings. I don't got a team.
Hey, it's too soon. Too soon. All right.
Well, here's
Let me have my day of mourning, okay? Can I have my day of mourning?
Yes.
I got you. I'm sorry.
Where does U.S. agent fall into all this?
He's either ESPN's top 5 athlete for 2021 next year.
Oh God!
He's already hit.
Yo, he's kind of right. He's kind of right.
I will say this: if we win,
he's Christian Pulisic, the forlong figure. Will an American ever
the Hershey hero,
the highest heights in European football? That'll be
the Hershey Highway.
They won't blame it on him, but they'll congratulate him if they win. He'll get all the unless he scores the goal, And
here's my caveat: if Chelsea wins, 2 things I think happen. I think he either scores or assists, and I think Werner scores.
What?
This is a match for Werner to score a hat trick.
Right. I think Timo does some ridiculous shit and scores a bracing.
Y'all doing a lot.
You want me to speculate?
Because that man got the juju. I don't know who put him in the job.
So wait a minute, y'all just did a 180. Y'all went from we losing. I'm getting emotional. Now y'all
I made my pick. I'm just saying.
Now y'all got hat tricks and shit.
I never said we were losing.
I mean, you said negative too, so we started from a false.
Yeah, meteor coming through. Just say it day.
It's okay. N'Golo's here, and Kepa's here too.
You got the bomb my head. Oh
man, I'll give my prediction. I'm gonna say 2-1 Chelsea because again, fuck City. You have to write that one out because, like I said, we can't have City winning here. So y'all do your job.
Yeah, that is true. Y'all need to do your job. Figure it out.
Yeah, do your job, man.
Hey, we'll see.
All of the UK is like, please do your job.
Please stop City from
at least the northern.
I'm saying
it's pretty much just City and Liverpool. They're like
they can't win.
Yeah,
never.
So speaking of which, so Cab has been texting me all night long. And he has sent me like 20 memes of just like there's a car flipped over with the Manchester United logo, Oli at the middle.
Cab got to chill, man. Cab got to chill.
He got pictures of like the Liverpool players and all the Villareal jerseys, talking about Yellow Submarine and all that cool.
And here I was going to give Liverpool some props because all this considered, for them to finish third this year with all the injuries they had is actually pretty impressive. But nah, Cab be way too petty. So,
we don't give Liverpool credit.
Me up.
I think you summed it up pretty good earlier in the chat, Grega, about Liverpool being Actually, only being down for 1 year.
Yeah. Yep. Because I don't think about the past, Kyle. Yeah. So we ain't lost in 1 year. We ain't had a trophy in 1 year either. So it is what it is. But we're gonna take a quick break, pause for the cause, hear from our fan protagonists, and on the other side, we actually of course, we're gonna talk about the ladies, and actually one specific case that's going on as we speak that's gonna be pretty big for soccer here in this country. So,
oh Lord,
we'll be right back.
This is an Alliance podcast,
and we're back. Ladies. It's y'all been doing the podcast for, that's just going on, 2 months? We're on episode 8, right?
Yep.
Y'all got collabs going on. Y'all just had the episode with Diaspora United. Of course, we gave a shout out a few weeks back. The women's roundtable that Can I Kick It? Our boys Yogi did. That shit was dope as fuck. Like, I don't like tooting my own horn every so often, but toot. but like how's this process of y'all coming into the podcast space been going for y'all?
You want to go first?
Cool. It's been cool. It's been a learning experience. Production.
I learned about
much
the smoke.
Props. Yeah. Thanks for the tips and wisdom. It's been cool to be talking and not be antisocial, and then using the concepts of whatever the hell's flying in my mind or Sylvs' mind, and actually put it on tape. Well, tape, whatever. Jesus, tape. Put it talking about it on the podcast, and not just talking and getting into wars with people, but being productive.
I don't know, because y'all keep good. Y'all, like I said, I don't know if it's just how if it's just rubbed off on us to y'all, but y'all get the smoke. Y'all do get the smoke.
I think we're honest. I think.
Well, yeah, that's true too.
And I think like we said for a long time, right? U.S. soccer, and honestly, it's probably a lot of federations around the world. But the view of Black folks in general, but Black women in particular, is just not something that gets heard a whole lot. And so I think as we continue to do this, and I'm having a blast. Like, I get to talk about soccer. Like,
yep,
that's fun for me. And like, my family don't watch soccer, so there's nobody else I get to yell about it with. So I get to talk about it on the podcast.
Right.
Got my mama Googling terms and stuff. Terms of offense.
What does in the box mean?
Right. But it has been super informative, and just learning from other people, right?
Right.
We did just do a collaboration with Diaspora United, right? The other podcast with Black folks on it, talking about women's soccer. But just learning different techniques and what we're looking at, and realizing that, like, you can be watching the exact same thing and see the whole feedback you're getting from everybody else who is paid in some ways to cover this. It's not the same. And so I get to go on a podcast and talk about what I'm seeing and what Skye's seeing, what we see together, what we see differently, right? We don't see everything the same way. I promise.
Oh yeah, we get in mad arguments all the time.
Yeah, we get in arguments.
Like 3-hour-long phone calls arguing.
Argue each other.
Like, we couldn't talk about the Barcelona Chelsea game because somebody was emotional.
I went with my head.
This is before it happened. This is before it happened, and I was like, I tried to explain something, and then we got into it.
No, you wouldn't explain it. You said after.
No, I know, because I tried to tell you, and you was like, no.
I was down that hill. Nah, I asked you to explain it.
I told you. I explained it in the next episode. I broke it down. Was you
in the next episode? Not in the moment. See, all right.
No, I tried to tell you, but you was emotional. But see, that's what I'm saying. We are able to have our conversations and then put it on.
Yeah, it goes to bed. And we see most things the same. Like, it's not a ton of things. And it's just been really dope to support, particularly the Black players. Some of them interact with us. Like, that's been really cool.
Yeah.
And so, like, I feel like they know people are out there supporting them and trying to elevate them. Our Crystal Dunn agenda is solid.
It's beyond solid. It's beyond solid. I mean, like,
we're always
it's funny because there was a picture of Megan Rapinoe chasing Crystal Dunn. I think they played last weekend, and Rapinoe's like, grasping for air, like just could not keep up. And I'm like, it's
no one can.
I don't know what more can be said about Crystal Dunn that hasn't already been said, except for why she's still a fullback. That's about all you can keep on saying, and it's getting to the point now where it just physically annoys me to keep seeing, especially since we're about to go into in a little bit with the recent women's team call up, and I'm like, she's still a fullback, Mitch Purse still a fullback, and Carly Lloyd's still getting called up. Why is this happening? But before we get into
that, I don't have an answer for you, man.
Yeah, like
I just want to see Greg Hulk out at a bar.
man, listen.
This will be annoyed.
I threw my phone, but okay, it's fine.
But yeah, before we get into that real quick, there's actually one big story that came out this week. I really want to get y'all's feedback on that. 15-year-old player Olyvia Moultrie. She, I guess, filed a complaint to try to go pro, and it sounds like it's about to go down. So, tell us a little bit more about what's happening here and why it's a potentially massive deal.
I can give it to you as I understand it. I don't do legalese like that. Shout out to Kelsey Trainer. She sort of broke down what was happening. She's an actual lawyer. So essentially, I think what they've decided, she has a temporary restraining order against the NWSL because the NWSL does not have a collective bargaining agreement as of yet. They're currently negotiating one with the players. So there isn't a written age limit for the league.
Okay.
So they seem to be going on the assumption that most American sports leagues have age restrictions for various reasons. However, the judge who issued the restraining order, I think, essentially said, as long as the restraining order, which is 14 days from the day it was filed, as long as that's in place, she can be signed. And the reason they made that decision is because in terms of gender, the same rules don't apply to men's soccer, right? So you can be that age and be in the academy, get called up, etc., right? Using the MLS specifically as a comparison, even though I don't think those leagues are comparable. She's been
so many reasons.
Yeah, she's been in the Thorns Academy. I don't know what the setup for that is. They do have money, so I think it's a year-round academy. And apparently she can play, but she's also played in games against her peers where she's had to be taken out after a very short amount of time. So I don't know how good, I don't know what good is for her. She's 15. I don't know what good is. We don't see her play ever. So I don't know where she is. I think on the macro, yeah, I can see the argument for letting people go pro if they're good enough. I don't think that'll happen that often, particularly on the women's soccer side, because you have enough talent. I just don't know if she's good enough, and I don't know if it's her or if it's her parents, because she moved to Portland. They moved to Portland to have her play for that academy, right? So I don't think they read the contract or the fine print. And once the NWSL has a CBA, if the age restriction's in it, which it will be, then she can't play.
Right.
And nobody else can play that's under the age.
So it wouldn't be a case where once it's passed, if she's already in, she can just basically she's grandfathered in, or how would that work?
So if the CBA says you have to be 18 to play in the NWSL, if she is signed to a contract and that collective bargaining agreement goes through, she's got to go.
Wow.
Because the CBA takes precedent over everything.
Yeah, because then you didn't have nothing. Yeah.
And
honestly, she's 15 years old.
True.
I mean, have we started lifting weights yet? There are
depending on where you're at.
I mean, but I'm just thinking of it from a training standpoint. You barely understanding how to lift weights just to be able to play. We ain't even talked about for the NWSL that acts like the NW rugby or MMA league, how you are lifting weights to protect yourself. You're putting on muscle mass so that you don't die. Trinity Rodman got speared. In
exactly.
the back
That's what I was thinking.
a game ago.
Today.
So, and today got
today.
laid on out. Crystal Dunn is
strong.
shorter than Olyvia in this picture, and Crystal Dunn was getting sent onto the field, like was getting laid out. Like, what is she gonna do at 15? She ain't even touched the weights. Like, Crystal's probably lifting her for her weight in warm-ups, you know. And we ain't even talked about that she plays in the midfield, so she gonna get yeeted into the stands. Like,
well, in midfield on that team.
Yeah,
if Portland's going to be the team to sign her, and I assume Portland would be the team, because I don't know how much the other teams have seen of her. That's a heck of a team to try to get in.
Right, like who are you letting walk for her to play?
The best player in the world.
I mean, I think of it kind of like, you know, obviously in men's soccer, you have occasionally those 15, 16, 17-year-old players who get those early debuts, but of course, more than likely, they're only getting like spot appearances, you know, maybe a couple appearances here, maybe a random league appearance there, but they're not getting like that full-time action. But at the same time, I mean, it's largely normalized in men's soccer, and I'm pretty sure in European women's soccer as well. Mm-hmm. It's just a matter of when does it finally hit the U.S. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, yes, I mean, I think, but the difference is you like got like academies and stuff where you're playing with your age group, and so then you're developing and training. Versus we're talking about like she's coming in the league where like she gonna take a roster spot for how people they putting food on the table, and so like she's still living at home. You know, she's still a young kid, and then I'm just thinking from an athlete perspective for her own safety, she's still developing. It's not like she's getting thrown. Like, there's no academy situation that I guess is where you're getting paid, where it's equivalent yet on the women's side, or it's not as cohesive as it needs to be, where you're effectively asking her to play on the Portland Thorns, a stacked team, and get out there with grown women. And there's like no, like she's not going from college. She's not going from playing in the U20, she's jumping straight into playing full professional, and there's no middle ground. Like, how is that gonna work?
Well, Coach, I'd like to hear what you have to say since you.
So I think y'all brought some good points. I think again, I don't know her skill set. I've never seen her play or anything like that. But when we step back and really look at and assess what's going on here, I commend her or whoever her team is about addressing the issue that we have in the United States. And it's just what we call a professional versus an amateur athlete. And what that process is unclear as hell, no matter the sport. Because we're seeing the same thing with basketball. We saw the same thing with, what's his name from Ohio, the running back that was trying to go from high school to the NFL. After his freshman year at Ohio State.
Claret. Maurice Claret.
Yeah, Maurice Claret, yeah. Same thing when he challenged, where he was eligible to go to the NFL and everything like that. I mean, so we have all these institutions within athletics here in the States where we always just follow this whole thing of like, okay, you're going to play your youth level, then you go to college, and then you become a pro. And so that system, as we have known in the last 10 years to say, is just like complete, like antiquated. Like we just know that our system compared to the rest of the world and how athletics is done, it's antiquated. Not to say that it can't be there, but it's not the end all be all, just the way that we have trained our society to think it is. And so with that being said, with her and her family or whatever, and they're going about this process, it's been unchecked. And especially on the women's side, it's been unchecked. And so I'm very interested in seeing how this plays out. Again, I've never seen her play. I all the things you just said as far as like, she probably doesn't have the muscle mass, the speed, like all that. I probably like it's probably true and everything like that. But as far as like playing that 4D chess move, like I'm really interested in seeing how this pans out. And because like again, remember like I remember when I was in high school and going to college, like whole Freddie Adu thing. People were like, what? Go professional at 15, 16? Oh my gosh. Like America wasn't ready for that. and then of course we always seeing 30 for 30s on Freddie Adu now. But I think it's just going to be interesting how we assess what an amateur athlete is versus a professional. And okay, if we don't know what it is, then okay, how are our academies, men's and women's, how are we setting up our youth to develop into professionals? And that's not only just with soccer, that's with every sport, because I want to tip my, my 2 up, 2 down, but that overtime elite, what they're doing in basketball, they're also challenging the system within current system of what we think a professional athlete is.
As long as we have an amateur system that largely keeps players unpaid, when by and large they're doing work, they're working.
Yep.
There's that whole system is coming to a reckoning sooner rather than later. Of course, we've already seen what's happening with the NCAA and the NIL agreements that are getting passed state by state, and I'm definitely interested in hearing you're up on that, Tony, on the overtime elite, because I've definitely been reading up on that. There was I was paying attention to y'all's Twitter the other night about the Liga MX Final Final with the
That's
Tigres.
the right team right there. Woo! There you go. That's the right team.
Tigres, let go.
We are lifelong month-long Tigres.
Go.
Liga MX Feminal.
Oh, do that again. You did it. That was exact. That's how we sounded.
Oh man.
Golazo.
Aso. But yeah, man. Let's get up in this women's national team call up roster real quick, because
all right.
Let's go.
Yeah. All right. I respect it. I gotta get one. I gotta get me a Stephanie Meyer jersey at some point.
Oh wow,
they have better kits.
I didn't know we had a wardrobe change. Okay, that's what's up.
I didn't see him when he left, but I saw him when he came back.
Yeah.
Like I said, y'all gotta check us on YouTube, man, because you never know what outfits Tony might have on. But so
this list.
Is this really what we're gonna do going to the Olympics?
Whoa! It can't be, because Lord Jesus, what?
Well, hold on. Let's start with
Are we going by position?
And we build from the back. You better build from the back, y'all.
Okay, fine. We can talk about it.
Who do you like and who do you don't like?
Goalkeeper should be either Ashley Harris or Aubrey Bledsoe.
Okay.
I don't know why Jane Campbell's going. Did you watch the game?
She got smoked tonight. Yeah, and they were down to 10. So do it. She plays. What are we doing? To me, she plays too high of a line.
Right.
On a team that doesn't have a bad defense. Like, I don't understand why she comes out so high all the time. I know it's the idea to cut off the speed.
Yeah.
But there's no need for her to do that.
And I mean, even when they played Argentina, she was making me nervous against Argentina.
Yeah, that was
no.
Cool. But
she could be at home.
Fine. It's Alyssa and Adriana. To me, those are the two best goals.
Yeah, that's her.
Adriana's my girl.
Adriana's so good.
Yeah.
It frustrates me just to know why she's not a regular. I know y'all have made a decent case for Nair, but I'm like,
I make a case for French.
France has been consistent for years.
They should be.
And I would argue France is they should be battling at this point. And France can get you assists.
Right.
She did a couple of those.
Well, they're playing Mexico, so it might be where you do see French eventually, because they play in Mexico.
So yeah, you'll have that.
The midfield.
But I mean, that's a pretty regular call up for goalkeepers at this point.
Right.
These defenders.
So let me ask you this question real quick, because I mean, we've already touched on before, the issues with Crystal Dunn and Mitch Purse playing as fullbacks. Who would you put over them? Who would you put them over in attack besides the obvious Carly Lloyd? Who else would you put them over?
So okay.
What you mean? Put them over as in put them on the roster?
You mean who would I put? If I put them on the front line, who am I leaving?
Whatever.
Yeah.
So for me, right now.
Ooh.
The way Midge is playing, And a defense Midge can play, particularly from the front. I love Lynn.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah.
But I'd probably take Midge right now. I'd probably take Midge.
Yeah.
I think Lynn is the first to go next after Carly. Yeah.
It's Lynn. And I get why he takes Lynn, because her defensive work rate is insane. And she can play make.
Right.
But she's also playing on the right side that's usually occupied by Tobin Heath.
Right. And Tobin Heath healthy is going to the Olympics.
Yeah. So she's
period.
Go.
Point blank.
She covers for Kelly. Yeah, that's all.
Right.
But yeah, and then Crystal. I mean, you can move Crystal in and out. She usually play. The issue is
don't give her a position. That's the thing. Don't give her a position. Just let her roam.
Just let her float.
Yeah, and I don't know if you play her on the back line. I think you put her. You might
just
actually
let her roam. Let her do her. And
I think what works for her on the left side is just she can make those runs up.
Right.
Like she can interchange with Haran and press enough that she can get up in the attack or get up front or play up in the box.
So what if they tried like a 3-5-2 and just let it like basically like
I've been saying that.
Yeah, they should do that.
3-5-2. I would love a 3-5-2 as well. It gives her room when you go one in. It also could potentially get all your midfielders on the field at the same time. Yep. So yeah, I would say I would swap Midge and Lynn. Like you said, Crystal Dunn can play wherever she wants.
Right. I mean, she could play cricket for us too if she wanted to.
Honestly,
she's only like 5'2", but she can make it work.
I would take Pino as a super sub. I wouldn't start Pino.
Ooh, yeah, because I was about to ask that. I mean, everyone's targeting Carly Lloyd for obvious reasons, but I feel like given the relative time that Rapinoe hasn't been playing the past 2 years, like I don't see like how she's an automatic starter. I do think she's good enough to still start, unlike Carly, but I think that would I be starting her every single game? Probably not.
And she won't. She won't
because she only plays on the left, and she's not taking over Kristen Press's spot.
Yeah, that left side is pretty locked down.
Yeah, that's Kristen Press. Period.
But you do bring her in as a super sub. Right. She's still very good at free kicks. And she's not easy.
And she's a super sub, and she cooperates with whoever's on the field. It's not a you gotta drive the offense through me with the issue you have with Carly Lloyd. Or that's the issue. If Carly would accept that Father Time is here and embrace that, then it's a different situation.
You got to start with Gotham on that one because she barely hanging on there.
Yeah, so. Gotham want to be great.
Yeah. Gotham should build that team around Mitch Purse. I don't understand the problem. And then Brianna Pinto's coming, right? Like those two.
Yeah.
Oh, Pinto's going to Gotham. Oh.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. Gotham playing. That's gonna be.
Yeah, Brianna Pinto can't be on your bench.
I get really frustrated because we have enough defensive talent. Now, I don't think we develop defenders well, particularly outside backs.
Right.
They actually play defense. And that's a soccer trend in general, right? A lot of outside backs are converted so that they can join an attack.
Yeah, right.
I get very frustrated about that at this point because nobody knows how to position. Nobody knows how to do anything. Having said that, Alana Cook is a very good defender.
Yep.
She's not going to necessarily be as good going forward, but that's not what we need. We have good enough midfielders that we don't actually have to play that way.
Right. You need a freaking defender
that can shut somebody down.
And so that's also why you need Casey Kruger needs to be in this whole situation. Like the struggle bus situations you have with Kelly O'Hara and Emily Sonnet. Emily Sonnet shouldn't be on this roster. But with the issues you got with Kelly O'Hara, with Father Time has arrived on her, and it's that time.
Did she get hurt today?
Yes, she did. I think so. I think she still played through it, but she got hurt. Where
and she,
I mean, the thing is, Emily Sonnet is like a liability. Like you won't even play her. Like she wasn't even brought in for the Prince. So it's like stop. Like is she an alternate? Like she can't. Like you're gonna put Lynn Williams, Tobin Heath through hell trying to have to cover for her. Like we don't need this in the Olympics.
Well,
what you doing?
And the other issue is she plays on the right side, right? So, I love Roosevelt.
Yeah,
that
so
ain't you need covering.
Right.
You don't need Rose That's not covering. Why she's there. So it doesn't work tactically, right? Like it doesn't, because she's gonna cut inside. That's what she does. Right. She's gonna get on that left foot and pop a shot or try to embarrass somebody. Like that is what Roosevelt does. And so you need a right back who's going to shut someone down.
It don't matter.
Has Rose debuted yet for North Carolina yet?
No.
Already got her in North Carolina.
She's going to ORA. My bad.
Yeah. She practiced today. They put the video
out here going super.
She was up here cooking people in practice.
But so that's what sorry, just to get back to that, right? We have these generational talents, particularly up front midfield. You need a back line that can shut people down. So I'm fine with Abby Dahlkemper. I'm fine with Becky Sauerbrunn, though I imagine this is her last rodeo. And I'm good with Tierna Davidson, right? Like I think she needs more experience, but I think her toolkit is great, right? Like, and she can play midfield too for that.
Right.
I would have Alana Cook come in. Naomi Gurman tore ACL, but like she's coming next year. Emily Fox is the Emily I would have taken to camp.
Right.
Because she's all over the place. Her heat map from her last game is ridiculous. So that's it. Midfield is pretty consistent. Obviously, Andy Sullivan's coming because Julia Ertz is out, and we're not 100% sure if she'll be back for the Olympics. They say she will.
It's an MCL sprain. She'll be back.
I don't know.
It's an MCL sprain. It's an MCL sprain. The question was how bad.
I think the bigger conversation is I think her play had fallen off a little bit before the injury, but yeah, I mean the midfield's pretty set. I think the question is probably going to come down to, and it's unfair, I think. It's going to come down to Katarina Macario and Mitch Purse. I really think those are the last two.
Ooh.
Yep.
And I don't know how to make that decision.
Yep.
I would put both of them on my team because I like to destroy people.
But they're too afraid they're too afraid to make people upset and hurt some feelings and piss off some sponsors instead of getting the absolute best team that's available.
Well, so that's
this is the last time this team will be this white.
That is too. Because the issue is on the forward line where you got Carly Lloyd.
Okay, hold your breath.
Okay, let me rephrase that. It's the last time it should be.
Hold your breath.
It's the last time it should be.
We are talking about U.S. Soccer Federation.
I know, it's U.S. Soccer, so I feel you on that, Coach. I feel you on that. It shouldn't be. The talent that is coming is overwhelmingly not white.
Yeah.
I agree.
We also did have a quick roster call for the men's.
Where's Daryl? Where is Daryl?
Yeah, that's actually the one person I want to touch on real quick because there's no DK on the squad. He's going to be there for the friendly against I think it's Switzerland, but he won't be there for the national
Like, what else does he have to do? I'm confused. TK.
I don't know because
I saw you thinking, man. I didn't know if you had something.
He's in deep thought behind the protagonist.
I mean. Well,
yeah. I mean, sometimes it's like that.
Yeah. I mean,
but no,
I'm looking at who's there. I'm looking at who's there and wondering why he's there.
They should produce. Like, if nothing else, this will be an interesting. Like, sometimes you go to the bar, and you ask the bartender to make you a drink, and you say, "You're the house. You're the dealer. You know, like make me something I've never had before."
Get the whale version. Okay.
Yeah, you know. It happens.
Because my thing is this, especially with. I'm very torn on Sargent right now, especially since Werder's got relegated from the Bundesliga, and he really never got the right amount of support there to really succeed and show off what he can do. And while that's happening, you have DK that's basically balling out at Barnsley, and I feel like especially
I talked about him like over a year ago when he got drafted, and I was like, "Yo, this boy is gonna be a beast coming out of Oklahoma." Mm-hmm. This dude is.
He's a beast.
Man child. Like
he's a grown man and he's not grown. You know what I
mean? Like, he's everything I think that people probably wish Josie was. And with that physicality and still having touch at the same time. And I feel like, especially for the direction our team is going and the direction our attack is going, I don't see why you wouldn't play him and why you wouldn't call him up, why you wouldn't use him. I like I said, we'll have him in the friendly, but he's definitely a guy that should be pretty close to being an automatic call up. You know, he'll be in that Pulisic, Dest, McKinney group where it's like, yeah, he healthy? Oh, he's in there.
So go ahead, Coach. I was gonna ask you, Coach, since you're the expert on this, who's your number one goalkeeper?
Out of this crew, or just in general for US?
US soccer.
Oof.
It's that Bilal.
You know, I mean, obviously we only get a few instances of seeing Zach play, you know, because obviously he's been again, you know, those all-time calls. But to be honest, you know, to be fair with him, he produced those league cups and everything that he was playing, and like he produced well.
He beat us, so.
I mean, he did what he needed to do. It wasn't like extravagant, but he did what he needed to do. And you know, if you're doing that at the top level for arguably the best team in the world, that means something. That counts for something. So I mean, the safe bet for me is still Zach.
Okay.
I mean, I'm still a Bill Hamid fan. I would like to see Andre. I would not say.
If he wasn't damn Jamaican, bruh.
Yeah.
Bruh.
Nah,
no, trust me, we're here. Yeah.
That's how I feel about Sydney Snyder, but she plays for Jamaica. Right. I love her. Like, she gonna be so good. Like, that was the steal of the draft for me. But all right, but
I mean, the safe bet for me is still Zach. I think because what is going to be interesting to see is if he is going to grow into that confident leader role now. Because before he was kind of like always on the wing in the shadows of trying to figure out if he was a number one, and you know, even Goose was factored into this. But now I think now that he's played at this top level, and you have this cohort that's starting to have this chemistry and click. It's going to be interesting to see if he really is that keeper that is controlling the box and leading from the back. I'm interested in seeing how that plays out. And I think just like how we're talking about, like he should be playing up top and giving that chance to prove himself. I think the same way with Zach, to see if he's going to step up and be, a person who's deserving of wearing the captain's armband type of thing,
But
yeah. Go ahead.
I'm just looking at this. Like, obviously, I think Daryl should be there, but I'm looking at this roster. One, it's incredibly young.
But we've been young for a minute. That's the thing.
I like it.
But two, there's a lot of countries that would take this roster.
Yeah.
Like, this is a damn good. Like, I suspect. I think we'll make some noise in 2022. I suspect 2026 is go time.
Yeah. I mean, this is why I was saying, like, back when we failed to miss the Olympics, like, the guys that would have been there last year, they're already on the team. So we're not hurting that bad. I mean, we could have obviously used that opportunity to get deeper, but out of what we have right here, and this is need everybody that we probably could be in the picture. Like, we're not talking about I don't think Brian Richards is on this team. Miles Robinson isn't. Of course, DK. Like, there's still guys on here that could definitely factor in within the next year. That we got something here that's definitely worth cooking with. It's just a matter of finally getting that time together to become, what we can be, because we just haven't been playing together in forever. But
well, remember what Serginho Dest did when he scored? What did he do? He said it's our time.
I like that.
It's our time.
Question: is the current coach the coach to get them there?
Still on the fence.
You gonna be quiet? Okay, sorry. I'm trying to get you in trouble.
I'm still on the fence on that. Okay. I mean, I'll say this: he's probably one of the few people that benefited from COVID, because I think if we had played that the schedule through and didn't have a delay, there's probably a solid chance that he's already out of a job by now, based on where things were prior to COVID. But I think him getting that time at home, getting that chance to just evaluate, and then thankfully having players that develop in that time as well. You know, like he's benefited a lot by doing nothing. So it's really now on him to, you know, he's got Nations League, he's got the Gold Cup to really solidify the progress that's been made without him doing shit. So this is, I think, a very important summer for him. But so
it's tough to be a national team coach. It is tough.
It's hard out here for
I would never want that job because you only get that crew for that amount of time.
Right.
I wouldn't want it here, mainly because unlike any of the other countries, we have such a janky schedule over here that you rarely have time where you have everyone together all at one time. I think like we have like 6 or 7 international breaks during the year. And I think out of those, we only have all of our guys, maybe like half of those. And I'm how do you build consistency with having all of your guys together so little? Like, how does that even work? But
that's so wild. Yeah. It's the opposite for the women. We treat our national team like
that. Right.
So, like, all right, your little club gonna have to wait. We got business to do.
Right.
For now,
we're not playing
for now.
You got
for now. I think
that'll club money.
It's changing. It is changing slowly but surely.
Oh, you got a friendly? Go ahead and go. Go ahead and go.
Yeah, you missed the first 2 games of the Challenge Cup.
Oh yeah, because the U.S. I mean, the U.S. Federation for the women's side acts like a cartel.
Yeah.
They allocated. They sit them down.
Yeah.
Make her be playing who?
70 minutes max. I think she's on. So yeah,
I mean,
it's interesting to see the other side of that.
Somebody got breathed on. They ain't playing.
But yeah, I want to give a quick shout out to our fam up in Chicago, Blackfires. They just came out with a new project with the LA supporters group, LAFC supporters group, Tigers. I got one of their. Actually, I got both supporters group scarves. Actually, they're right beside each other. And they just came out with this T-shirt. If you go on to Tigers social media, I think it's LAFC TSG. You can get an order in on the shirt. Proceeds for this go to both the Koreatown Youth and Community Center out in LA, as well as the Black Youth Project. So give them a shout out and make an order and whatnot. Of course, you know, we do our humble thing on ftcutd.myshopify.com. Of course, this week I wanted to give a shout out to Octavio Mingura and Brad and TK's boy Bradley. Like I said, he got the gear ready for the final, man. And let me show y'all what we did here, man. Like it's pretty good. I'm actually pretty proud of the one Octavio did. It's a Mexico name set that, you know, it's
that's nice.
It's very nice. And then Bradley did the Cobra Kai name set for Kai Havertz, and you know, like I said, we did a thing. Of course, we talked about it last week with the home team scarves. All the scarves have been mailed out, so I think we have about 15 scarves that we could put out here for the streets. So coming on Friday, More Day weekend, we will put out the remaining scarves out for sale at FTC utd.myshopify.com. Go ahead and get those scarves. Also, along with that, we'll have a promo code. Let's of course it's Memorial Day week, so let's do promo code SOLDIER. Get 20% off on all orders, including scarves, including name sets.
Soldier or soldier?
Wait, is that the one we want to do? Soldier?
Like soldier.
Are we sure about that?
Soldier.
Yes.
Do we want to commit to that right now?
Yes.
All right.
Barbecue.
Soldier.
I don't know.
Barbecue.
I'm gonna give me a name set. I got some jerseys.
I might get some
Actually,
scarves. Yeah.
I got something for you. So But
Is it a United thing or
no? It's Barcelona thing.
Hey,
why are you hating?
I don't think she told me. I don't think you told me yet the United jersey. I've seen the.
I got the
PSG one.
I got PSG. I got the PSG. I got the PSG, the pink and purple one, and I got the white one.
Okay. Yeah. So, but if you do have a United one.
And I'm also getting the. I got the Chicago, the new black one, the Chicago Red Stars. That black one.
Yeah, that joint's nice.
I love how the fact that NWSL has been playing for like a good month and a half, and they're still dropping jerseys because they just put out.
They do better than MLS, like hands down. Their jerseys are way better than.
They put out Red Stars put out one, Kansas City put out one, and yeah. So
I like
this weekend.
I'm gonna get that.
Get the scarves, get the name sets, and that's how we'll make that work. I did want to get one quick plug before we go up and two down. Shout out to Bam Joner with the Atlanta Influences Everything. I've been sipping on this new lemon pepper wet beer that came out that he released last weekend at an event. It's collaborated with Pontoon Brewing, which is also black owned. The best way I can describe this is that it tastes like it's like a lemon sour, but I swear to you, you get the vibe of the lemon pepper sauce on like a liquid wing. Like it's crazy, but
that's weird.
It is.
Did they ship
liquid wing beer?
It's weird, but same time it works. It works. Like trust me on this. But yeah, shout out to.
Can you order that and get it shipped?
I believe you can if you go to Pontoon Brewing.
Right.
And I think because yes, it's done through them. But yeah, shout out to Ben.
I gotta check that out.
We've had a chance to chop it up with him a couple times, and of course he's doing everything with Atlanta Influences Everything. He's taking over the world, taking over Atlanta. So yeah, give them a shout out and like I said, grab a beer, grab a T-shirt too, because Atlanta Influences Everything. So
wait, that might work because you could get it with the beer, and it had the lemon pepper wings, and it had
I see out here. They had wings at the event. I just got there too late because I don't CB time. Shout out to Mayor Kane and Ringo because we were up there hanging and everything up there at the event. I tried to get Tony to come, but he was like super busy.
Dad job, baby. Daddy daycare.
How's soccer doing with Memphis?
Soccer season's over.
Boo.
We heavy into golf right now. So.
Oh, you got that swing going. Got that swing.
Hey, we getting them scholarships, baby. We getting them scholarships.
Amen. Hey.
But yeah, man. Let's wrap this up and get up to now. What you got, TK? Mine. No, you don't have anything. You don't have anything. No.
No, I was just waiting for the adjustment.
So I know that's not TK.
For the YouTubers, I just wanted to make sure it was visually entertaining as well. So an up just had my daughter's 11th month birthday yesterday. Had check up with the doctor. Everything is smooth rolling. We got the birthday plan, so that is a nice thing to have off my chest, off my back, I guess. Not really my chest, off my back. Shout out really to Katie. She's a boss at handling all that stuff too. So yeah, looking forward to that. Having a little birthday party for my daughter. Down here in the A, somebody stole Akon's car.
What?
Yep.
I know Akon was still in the States. I thought he was still making Wakanda.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the thing about it is, I'm surprised he didn't have like an electric car. He had Range Rover.
Where get stole it?
Tony, I heard about this Buckhead. What do you think?
Buckhead.
No, it's I guess yeah, pretty much. But yeah, unfortunate. Crime is up in Atlanta. What is it? 47%, I think.
It's always up. It's just
but this is
to the forefront. It's extra.
That's why Mayor Keisha's, she said, I'm done. I'm Dunsky.
Well, and let's be real, like most of that crime, especially one that's going on in Buckhead, that's not Atlanta folk. not Atlanta folk.
It's not. You know, they just think that's where the rich people are, and that's how it go down.
I mean, it'd be. I'm gonna shut up.
It's true though. It's true. Most of the people don't actually live in Atlanta. When they get caught, you find out their address. But yeah, I do have another down. Finding out some important medical information. Tomorrow we're gonna have a little procedure done, so hopefully we'll be able to get the process going a little further with that. I know I probably mentioned it on the pod a couple weeks ago. So yeah, just hoping that down can turn into an up really for next week. That'd be fantastic, medically speaking and all other things speaking. So yeah, and then do I have another up? Ooh, I don't.
It happens that way sometimes.
Yeah, I'm gonna reserve this up for Saturday. So cheers to the Blues. So we'll see.
All right,
Chelsea take it home. It'll be nice to have it twice, and
we'll see how that goes, man. So,
yeah, we shall.
So since we're on that note, let's
long as Jorginho don't start.
Basically.
Let's tag in the other blue in the group. Sylvs, what you got?
Let's see. Ups. I had my birthday was Sunday. So
yeah, turn up. I meant to say that earlier. Like I said, I've been drinking, so don't try to the head. But it's all good.
But it was good. It was chill, and I get to go actually see soccer in person this weekend as a late birthday present. So, I'm excited to do that. See how that goes. It's a lot though. You gotta be vaccinated and all this other stuff. They're pretty strict in Washington State. See another up. Got good job news just in terms of position, promotion, all of that stuff.
Money.
Hey, amen. Good quality of life for me. Down. Oh, and actually, one of my friends from childhood church friends finally gets to adopt their kid, so I'm happy for her. That's been a long time coming. And then down. Same job. More money, more problems. So we have a lot of changes going on. Not bad changes, but just a lot. And so my summer is going to be a lot busier than I think I originally planned. And we have answers for some things, not everything, such as life. So it's trying to adjust sort of on the fly with that. But that'll hopefully be an up. I think in the end it'll be good. It's just getting through it. I don't really have a down. Like I said, we'll see what Saturday looks like. I'll let y'all know if that's an up or a down.
Find out next on Dragon Ball Chelsea.
But it's been a pretty good couple of weeks.
You just earned him a plug. You did it.
Yes.
That's all you getting.
But life's been pretty good to me right now, so I don't have too much to be down about.
Word. Tony Tone. Killer.
So I'm doing 3 ups, no downs.
Hey.
All right.
As you should, Sagittarius, brother.
That's why I mess with you. That's what I'm talking about.
That's what I'm talking about.
All right. First up, last week I was at home watching a gymnastics event with my daughter, and the great Simone Biles just keeps doing Miles type shit, and we need to give her flowers. Like, this woman is just like redefining everything, and she is an icon. Just to watch her perform, and of course my daughter does gymnastics too, of course, and so we're watching that live. It's just great to see, a black woman at this level just be the best, not only once, but for
forever.
Even
she couldn't believe it. She was like, "I can't believe I did that."
Right.
Yeah, for those of y'all like I think she did like this move that had never been done before in competition.
By a woman.
And
so
it's absurd. It's absurd how good she is.
Like that.
It's
and
absurd.
They don't give you like your full points for it because they never considered women could do it.
But the other thing, like the squad was so black too. That was the other thing. Like, like when there was this moment, and me and my daughter were watching. You know, they all chalking up their hands. It's all 4 or 5 of them there, and it was like it was every shade of black, and it was just a beautiful thing. I was just like, yo, this is so dope. I never thought I would see something like that.
Yeah, I think there's like 4 members that are black.
At least 4 of them are black
on this year's gymnastics team. So, yeah, that's huge. That's absolutely crazy.
Yeah, so that was
maybe
dope.
Soccer one day, maybe. I know.
We're taking over, man.
Federation, as long as we got this federation. Anyway, so that's my first up. Second up is as I mentioned before, the Overtime Elite. If y'all haven't heard what has happened, basically Overtime Elite just announced maybe a week or 2 ago that they're going to make their headquarters here in Atlanta, and it's going to be at Atlantic Station. And the whole background, the whole concept of Overtime Elite is that they're going to make essentially a system for high school juniors and seniors to prepare themselves to play professionally. Not only it's almost like an academy style type of thing for basketball, but they're getting paid. The minimum wage will be $100,000. They will have health benefits. They will have, I think they get like some type of stocks investments from the actual group, and they're actually getting academic education and everything like that. And so like, it's the things that we all could talk about and everything. No, they're doing that. And so Kevin Ollie is like the headline name as far as like. He's going to be the coach in charge of player development and everything like that. But, on their board, I think they got Jay Williams, they got Carmelo Anthony. It's a big thing. It's a big deal. And that they're going to make their headquarters right there at Atlantic Station. I think it's going to be in that little spot where they always do the tennis tournament. Yeah. And the Cirque du Soleil and all that. And my homegirl, Callie Franklin, she's on that squad as well, too, working it. So shout out to Overtime Elite, doing big things. I mean, like all the things that we say we want, our academies and youth systems or whatever. I wish and hope that soccer could somehow do something similar to that. And then I also got to check to see if I got eligibility to play. So I get $100K in benefits and stock options. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, right? Like I'm in the wrong job.
I think I got some eligibility with that. And then my third up is damn, what was Scheisse. I have one more, y'all, I promise. Oh, how can I forget? Graduation season. So shout out to all graduates from pre-K all the way up to getting their doctorates. Shout out to all y'all. My daughter just finished kindergarten. She's about to be in first grade.
What?
No.
Yo,
I
feel old, y'all. Never thought I would say this. I was just texting with her mom. I was like, I can't believe we got a first grade. Like, legit. First grade is like, I have hard, detailed memories from first grade. You know what I'm saying?
Same.
This is when it's like, oh, snap, my daughter is going to be in first grade.
Long days, short years, man.
For real. So shout out to all the graduates, especially during this COVID era. It's been a hell of a time trying to get, some type of education. And shout out to the support systems as well, too. Obviously the teachers, the admin, also the parents who became teachers at home, and the aunties and the grandmas and grandpas who did work as well, too. Shout out to everybody who has been that support system to help people cross that finish line because it was not easy. Time. So
it's almost over, y'all. Next fall, we should have everybody back in school.
We back.
So that's it for me.
Skye Breezy, hit cleanup. What you got?
Let's see.
I'm over here like Wilson from Home Improvement.
I mean, I like to go down first. So all y'all people coming back to work, like, please drive the speed limit, man. Y'all driving like 20, 30 miles below the speed limit in California. Please do better.
Really?
Yes. Los Angeles shouldn't have traffic except in actual Los Angeles. In the suburbs, like, it's literally, it should be about as long as it gets to drive in Atlanta from place to place. Wait a minute. Not Atlanta with all these people who have now invaded, but Atlanta you don't get on 285 or nothing. Right. Please drive better, be better, do better. Like, y'all making me late to work. Like, it's rush hour all the time. Like, go home. Stay home. And then also drive the speed limit and then know how to drive, because it's like Mario Kart. I just stop. That's my down. Ups, let's see. Vaccinated. So this weekend I'm actually going to the gym in person to lift. Praise God. Because I'm tired of being in my house. I got bands. I got all kind of weights. Like, no, please. I just want to be in the gym. LA's open. Huh?
Did you get Peloton?
No, Peloton. No. I do kickboxing and stuff. So I got like a kickboxing bag. I'm staring at it. I got like kickboxing bands. I want to be back in the gym. So I'm gonna figure that out this weekend. Paid off my car. So I got that hoopty.
Ooh, congratulations.
I got a hoopty, so it's like, but it's gonna ride until forever.
That's a ways away from
paid for. That's kind of cost.
It's a paid for hoopty. That's right.
I don't care what kind of brand. It's paid for.
It's mine.
One day.
And then I guess the last up is the I got a promotion last year, but then there's another situation that I'm probably gonna get promoted again. Hopefully that's money, so it's coin. Yeah. There we go.
Getting promotions. Y'all got all the money to share now.
Whoa, ain't nobody said all that. Joe got to pay off these student loans.
There's kids in this house, man. No, I ain't got no money.
Take it.
I got the hoodie on. I'm robbing.
I'm chain snatching out here. What you mean?
Y'all funny. All right. That's all you got?
Yeah, that's it. I'm done.
Cool.
The Hawks embarrassed me.
Hey, y'all had game one. Y'all had game one, so
we stole the game. We just need to steal one. That's all we needed to do.
And that literally happened in game one.
That's
so
true.
There you go.
True.
All right. Before I forget, because I know Sylvs had her birthday. Shout out to Ringo as well, because he had a birthday last week as well. If you for my first up, a huge announcement came last week between with U.S. Soccer, with the company that did their marketing and TV rights, Soccer United Marketing. After 20 years, that partnership is ending next year. For those of you who aren't familiar with that group, they are owned by MLS. And depending on who you ask, they are a huge reason as to why U.S. Soccer went from a $150 million surplus to a $40 million deficit this year. And basically why U.S. Soccer is tied up in lawsuits with NWSL, various owners in that league, basically trying to open up the system, because the relationship that U.S. Soccer had with some in MLS basically provided a conflict of interest between prioritizing the interests of MLS over everyone else, and leaving us why things are awfully janky right now. So going forward after next year, the TV right deals for U.S. Soccer are going to be separate from MLS. And, I'm actually looking forward to it, because I hope that U.S. Soccer will finally be in a position to where leagues get treated equally, both on the men's and women's side. So we will see how that goes. That's definitely something to watch for, especially going into this coming year, as the TV rights packages come up pretty soon. If you haven't done so already, I think there's a documentary, Mike Tyson documentary that just came out last last night, if I'm not mistaken. I'm hoping to check it out after we record here. But yeah, I mean, Mike Tyson's a fascinating person. So to see, like, I want to see like how deep they go with pretty much his rise and his fall, because it's one of the things that, especially the last 35 years, like, we've seen his life and everything that's come with it, out in the public view. So definitely looking forward to checking it out. One last thing, Spain for the first time has no Real Madrid players on their Euro squad this year. It's kind of wild because that's pretty much the biggest club in the world, and they have nobody representing, no Sergio Ramos, nothing. But shout out to Karim Benzema for finally getting called back up to France after like 5 years because he blackmailed a player. But details.
We got mad sticky over there.
Every picture is a rap is a cover album. That man dated Rihanna. He living his life.
Hey,
like, it's a good life.
Very life.
There are worse things to complain about. Lastly, of course, we were trying to record Tuesday. We ended up recording the night on Wednesday, but Tuesday was the anniversary of the murder of George Floyd by the hands of Minneapolis City Police. There's so much that can be said as far as just the aftermath of what's happened both in Minnesota as well as the entire country. And obviously there's still endless amounts of work that needs to be done both at local, state, and federal levels as far as how we go about, the police treats the public, because it's not just a black thing. They deal with everybody fucked up ways. So there's still more work to do between the protests, by leagues, organizations. It's of course the primary policeman at guilty of murdering George Floyd. He's already been convicted. The other three officers are still awaiting trial. Hopefully they get held accountable as well, because it wasn't just one cop. But yeah, hopefully, there's still more work to do. I know if y'all want to have any final words on this before we head on out.
I just also keep in mind the young lady who filmed it. I know she put out a statement for the first time in a year yesterday, and I think she was 16, 17 at the time. And I think definitely just the importance of leagues, but I just wanted to give a special shout out to the WNBA, who's been leading this charge for a while. So
absolutely,
yeah, they're doing amazing work. So shout out to my fellow Black women.
Hey.
Yep. But again, as we've already seen this year, more work still needs to be done, and hopefully, somehow it will be. But that's really all we got this week. This weekend's Champions League Final. Home teams got Nashville this weekend. Any good NWSL games to watch this weekend?
I'm going to the Reign versus Spirit game, so I get to see Trinity Rodman in person.
Trinity Rodman, yes.
And yeah, some other players. Hopefully Ziara King. Rose Lavelle is rumored to be making her debut.
Rose Lavelle's on stunt on Spirit.
So yeah, it should be a good match. There's some other good matchups. I think Gotham and Portland play as well. So that's
and Portland lost today. So
they did.
Yep.
To Orlando.
Sydney Leroux
balling
is back
all the way.
Good for her.
Please call her back up.
Please,
amen.
Please, like today.
And drop Carly. Go ahead and do that.
Do it.
But yes, of course, as always, it's great to have the ladies on with us. For those of y'all who don't know already, where can they find y'all on the socials, the podcast, all that jazz?
Yeah, you can find us. My handle is at Southern Sylvs on Twitter.
Oh, and then Skye Football, as in FUTBOL, on the Twitter. And then our podcast is SBFC _podcast. on the Twitter and IG.
Yes.
Shea Butter Football Club.
Yeah.
If you didn't know.
And you'll get all of the and you'll find all of our links on our social media. But you can listen to us, I think, on any platform. Yeah. So,
yeah. We out here.
Absolutely. I said it's been such a pleasure, you know, just getting to know y'all, and like I said, just seeing this podcast grow, and you know, we'll definitely keep putting out platform because what can how do I say like what can we do for the Black women in this country?
Protect Black women, believe Black women, respect Black women.
Hey.
No, I got to moisturize.
Oh,
you okay?
Oh, you want to elevate? I know you got to celebrate and elevate. You got to celebrate and elevate Black women.
Absolutely.
And
make sure the Black women in your life.
And make sure your Shea Butter bombs are elevated though.
Oh man, but
womp. But yeah, make sure your Shea Butter bombs are blessed and elevated. Those are goals, always. Baby.
Yes, golazos.
Yeah, you
gotta be black. You gotta be black to hit a Shea Butter bomb.
Got a lotion nearby, Coach.
No, I do.
That's an inside joke that y'all just will never really get, but that's okay.
You know what I mean?
TK had his ready too. TK was ready to go too.
All I can tell you is that the key word here is CeraVe. But
CeraVe. Amen.
I got gel to retwist my hair.
Oh man, but yes, as always, you can catch us on the social media FTC
UTD
Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. I'm going to try to find TK this weekend, and you know, like you know, Sylvs, TK, you got one job this weekend. One job.
Y'all got one job.
Don't mess this up, man.
Yeah.
One job.
Or the meteor got to do the job. Y'all either do it or the meteor.
Yeah. I'm praying. Hey, actually, there's a better chance for the meteor to happen.
Wow.
We got to pray. We got to pray.
Nah, please win because she's gonna be all emotional.
Here we go.
But at the same time, you think you can handle her if they win?
Well, they've been catching all these L's. It's not like it's gonna be extra.
Hold on, what are you over there saying, TK?
Hold on. The name Chelsea. I thought it was just one L.
It was already one L, then it was another L.
Oh man.
We can't hear you. The tears and the crying we can hear.
I thought that was y'all.
Oh.
No one wants to see
Let me have my damn morning, damn it.
This is your lucky weekend. We want y'all to do it. We need y'all to do it.
Please, and, everybody's begging.
Because we can't have City. We can't have City on top like that, man. Just no. But until then, we of course we got to talk about that more next week and more. But until then, for Grego, for Coach, for TK, for Sylvs, for Skye, for Mayor, everybody. Coach is real. Coach is everywhere. We will see y'all soon. Stay moisturized, y'all. And we out.
Ski.